run it up. I wake up. Yeah. I wake up, flex, thumb down that check. No drip, this wet. Tell him run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck, but first I stretch. Tell him run it up. I wake up, flex, thumb down that check. No drip, this wet. Tell him run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck, but first I stretch. Tell him run it up. 9 out of 10 roll through my hands, I'm by my lonely. Turned to a savage, now my baby wants to hold me. I love my fans, don't need no friends, I got my homies. Thought I could trust you, I find out you tried to zone me. I'm number one up on that court, I'm Nick McGrady. The first one in, the last one out, can't call me lazy. Put in my hours, send the invoice and they pay me. I need 6 rings like MJ and Tom Brady.
Greetings with the in the house. This is Ebony Sports Reporters. We say to all you share. Glad to have you all this week with us. We got Coach Al in the house.
I say, hey, what's going on? How y'all doing?
All right. Got Coach Rob Jiggy in the house.
Yo.
Then got Coach Julius Hall.
Woo-woo.
But Coach Julius Hall, I'm trying to figure something out. We had someone else with us too.
What?
Where's Juwaun at?
Oh, he went out. Something
He got scared.
He got scared.
Your backup is gone. Now you scared.
1501 ain't never scared. 1501 ain't never scared. But okay. Right. We have a guest. Let y'all know we have a guest, and this is a special segment right here. This edition of Evidence Sports Report. This is a run tell that, and also Evidence Sports Reporters. So yeah, but we got a guest that'll be coming in. But we'll go ahead and go and throw some things out there right now. With regard to Brittany Griner. Again, folks are saying like, hey, this is an abomination what's happening regarding Brittany. And so the thoughts with regard to that, but then also, you know, what should we be doing about it? What's some of the thoughts you got with regard to that, Coach Rob Jig? What's some of your thoughts with regards to that?
Man, Brittany got to sit there and hold tight. That ain't no just you can please. I man, shit, if that easy, everybody be doing it. So unfortunately, Brittany got to ride this out, man. You know, I was seeing something the other day. Well, you had some guys been there since 2017, and they just getting, you know, free for two guys that were incarcerated here in the States. So it was a trade-off, and they had been like 6 guys since 2017. So Brittany just got to hold tight, man, work on her game.
Okay. All right, Coach Rob Jiggy. And so, Coach Al, what's your thoughts with regards to that? Because, again, that your girl Megan Rapinoe is saying that is cruel and unusual, that this shouldn't be going on. So what's your thoughts on that?
Well, like Coach Rob say, hey, Brittany made a mistake. I mean, think about how many people sitting in jail right now for the mistakes they made. She made a mistake. You know, and I understand, you know, the coach and her college coach don't want to talk about it, but, you know, she's entitled to her opinion. You know, as a professional, I think she's wrong, but she's entitled to her opinion. But Brittany made a mistake. She got to hold tight. She got to sit until they get it right.
All right. And Coach Julius Hall, they say that is unfair, the silence that's going on with regard to Brittany. Do you think it's some silence that's happening with regard to people not speaking up on behalf of Brittany?
Of course, there's too much silence everywhere. The whole world is too silent on it. Yes, she broke the law. But, you know, there are exceptions when you're talking about a player or a citizen from a different country. Sometimes we trade out prisoners. So I don't understand why that hasn't happened already. Yeah.
And
unfortunately, she got a whole lot of people ahead of her.
Exactly. and the trade-off is not even. You know, who they trying to trade off for is nowhere near.
Having the butcher.
Right.
Yeah, she got to get in line.
She got to get in line.
Yes, sir.
And keeping with the WNBA, because one of the greats of WNBA, Tiffany Jackson, she passed away with regards to, she had been battling breast cancer, had basically been a survivor, but then it came back. She was 37 years old, if I'm not mistaken. And again, we could go and throw, our prayers to her family and our thoughts and our condolences to that. And also, Coach Bernard Brown informed us that his daughter's godmother passed away. And so again, our condolences to Coach Bernard Brown, who will normally be with us, and also to the family of the godmother. And so we now move on to this right here. You coaching, excuse me, not that you coaching, that you're in California and you got your football team having an auction of the black football players. What's your thoughts on that, Coach Julius Hall?
What a slave go for these days? What? I mean, think about it. These people are auctioning off slaves of football as slaves. And they suspended the whole team. I guess they need but I would expect that in Kentucky, Alabama, Mississippi, but California. I don't know. I'm just speechless with that. It's just and this is why we need critical race theory, so these kids can understand that this is something that you don't do. So they can understand the hurt that and pain that we were inflicted, and the sacrifices that we have made to get to still an uneven playing field. But they don't know that. Because it's taught to them to always be. Yeah, no, I gotta plug the thing up. Y'all still on?
Yeah, we're still on. We just lost Julius, so
yeah, you are froze up, brother.
Yeah, and so we'll move on to Coach Al. What's your thoughts with regards to that?
Well, I'm gonna have to play the devil's advocate on this one. Honestly, I don't see anything wrong with it. The problem is, I mean, if you look in the news, you got Kanye West wearing a White Lives Matter t-shirt. So, I mean, it makes it seem like it's okay. And these kids see it, they're doing it, and I don't see a problem with it. I mean, until we address the biggest issue, we got people that's influencing these young kids. And until we address the big issue, it's gonna continue to happen.
Okay. All right. Coach Rob Jiggy, what's your thoughts with regards to that?
I don't blame the white kids, but I'd have been kicking my son ass if he had gotten some damn line talking about he knows some damn slave. That just shows the ignorance on their part. What they should have done to flip the script and say this is what it's going to come to in the next 5 years, and line them up as slaves, and that we're going to be empowering them and giving them direction.
Okay.
That would have been my response. But unfortunately, man, like Coach said, man, we got us influencing them like it's okay, and not holding them accountable. But I just read what somebody stated about Kanye. In certain hoods, he definitely ain't walking in with no White Lives Matter shirt on, because they'd be peeling his scalp. And that's what probably needs to be done. Somebody need to put them hands on it. Reality check.
All right.
That'd be me.
All right.
And so,
yes, sir. So, bam, we got him in the house. We got Grad Juwaun Tolbert again. We say this is a special segment right here. Coach Julius Hall, we want you to come on in. And so we said that this is a day clean. This is a Run Tell That, and also Ebony Sports Reporter. And so now we'll go back and share this. Coach Rob Jiggy and I had a conversation yesterday. We were texting back and forth. And one of the things I was sharing with him, I said, we just got to keep doing. We just do. That's the thing. We just keep doing. And no matter what, this is the thing I share with people. I know what I do work. I know what I do. I know it works. I've seen it. People don't understand, and I don't brag about it. I don't hit it. I talk about it a certain time. People do our tours. We talk about it, and some people heard something called 1501. Never understand the magnitude of it. That Juwaun Smiler, that one of the producers for ATR, Our Black Media, she 1501. She put 1501 on the screen. People don't understand. And now let me tell you about 1501. Even the mayor of Savannah said something. He said that when I ask some students about you, they always say a number. And he like, I can't remember. I said 1501. He's like, yeah. I said, yeah, we empower us. And then when I told him, I said, and no, he then said to me, he said, you are this generation's Bim Pianki at Savannah State. I'm like, hey, the same thing. And tell you about 1501. Savannah State was going to get rid of the Africana Studies program. HBCU. We're going to get rid of it. 2017. They went and put it out that they were going to get rid of the program. That's what they said. But it was 1501 people, the students who've been in the classes, who seen me curse, see me stand on top of desks, see me yell, scream at people like, are you crazy? Are you crazy? See me do all of that. And what they decided to do, they bum rushed a faculty meeting that had the vice president of academic affairs, and they had the entire wall, the entire hall, all of them, and they came inside the meeting with the faculty. It wasn't the faculty, wasn't the staff, wasn't the administrator. It was the students that saved the African Studies program at Savannah State. And then one of the professors came up to me afterwards. She said, sat down in my office. She said, Jamal, they never knew about 1501. I'm like, that's right. See, because everybody is up here like that. Everybody up here, everybody floating around like this. But in 1501, inside the class, we talking about us. We giving power. We talking about who we are. And that when those scholars realized that it was a threat to who they were, they didn't bust open the doors on them. That's why I said, all we got to do is just plant the seed in them. And that's why they know. I shared this with them. I said that the time is going to come that one day I'm going to just be sitting at the house. I'm going to be sitting home and I'm going to see stuff on TV. I'm going to be smiling like saying, that's my family there. And I'm going to tell you, I said, that's my family. So on tonight, a guest that we have is one of my family. He's from Augusta, Georgia, and let y'all know he's a scholar athlete that graduated with honors from Savannah State, played football number 27 for the Savannah State University Tigers, scholar athlete, also entrepreneur, businessman. And y'all know, and I tell people this, with the Braves, I don't never say nothing about the Braves. When the Braves lose, I'm happy that they lose. The Braves win, I'm happy that they win. You know why I'm happy? Because 1501 is a part of the Braves. Juwaun Tolbert will even at times go back to Augusta and then send me text messages and other little messages on IG saying, Teray, you know about this history right here? He hit me with the history. He hit me. And in fact, I want to say your granddaddy, I think the gymnasium at T.W. Josie is named for your grandfather, an athlete. So again, I ain't going to say no more. This 1501 in the house. Oh, I need to say this right here. And he is a part of the front office for the world champions Atlanta Braves.
That's the best thing that you said all night, because he messed up. Because when you went to jumping up on those tables and chairs and everything, the whole school should have went to the president and had you committed to Georgia Region.
I have also had Juwaun talk to my class at Georgia Southern. He threw stuff out there, but I'm to say that. But I'm the last thing I'm gonna say that when the Braves won last year, when they won the World Series last year, Juwaun said to me, even after talking to my class and other stuff, he said, I got you some Braves paraphernalia. And he said that to me. Then he also said, and I got you a ring. There were other people that I had did work for, and they won championships at Savannah State. They forgot about me when it came to the ring. And that's why I tell people, 1501 looks out for 1501. Juwaun did not forget about me. And that's why that mad love for him. And that's why I said that ring, I'm like, that ring goes to my mama. Because she had been with the Braves for the longest. And so I'm going to just stop talking right now and let the world know 1501 in the house. Juwaun Tolbert from Augusta, Georgia. Savannah State graduate, alum. You know, it's homecoming time. I will let y'all know that. Atlanta Braves in the house. So I tell people, Coach Rob Jiggy, that I said, we just got to plant the seed. They take it to another level.
You talking to Delos?
I'm throwing Juwaun got the floor now. You know, I'm just saying.
Oh no, man! I appreciate y'all, and I thank y'all. Thank you to Ray. I thank you to everybody that's on this platform for inviting me on, just to be a part of what you all do. This is big, especially just to even start this. For you all to get together and just to build something like this, just to voice your opinions about what's going on in the world, whether it's in sports, just anything. For you all to get together and do this, this is a blessing, and just to see black men together to come and fellowship and talk amongst one another. This is a blessing. So I want to first of all say thank you all, and thank you to God, and just I'm very humble and appreciative to be invited on, and to Ray, when you hit me about this and invited me on yesterday, I said no doubt I got to make it, and come and talk to you. Anything for you, and just everything that you did for me in 1501. So it was. That definitely, the first day I got in your class, it definitely woke me up. So I was woke that first day, and from that point on, I knew I had to get myself together and get on the right track in order to be able to receive the things that I receive the things that I have now, and be able to do the things that I want to do even from now and in the future. So I just want to say thank you for that wake up call, and thank you all for this platform that you all are putting out here into the world.
Hold on. I'm gonna take.
Oh God! Oh Lord! Oh boy!
I say thank you for that. Because you would not be who you are if it wasn't for me finding him. I found Jamal Torre at Savannah State in a corner crying, and I named him Jamal Torre. I had to give him a new name. See, the girls wasn't digging it. His name was CL. And so I changed his whole name, gave him a swag, everything. Then the girls started liking.
Hey, man.
You can thank me.
All right, now.
I had forgot we had Coach Julius Hall on here. I forgot. So, and Juwaun, let the people know where are you, what you do, and again, also put it out there with regards to your company too.
Like Jamal said, from Augusta, Georgia, born and raised. I love it. I call it, home of the Godfather, aka we call him Homeboy. Everybody knows James Brown. So just glad to be a part of that, and from that city. Everybody call it the country, but we call it Little A. But I'm born and raised in Augusta. Attended T.W. Josey High School, Thomas Walter Josey Comprehensive High School. Also, who was a student of Lucy Craft Laney High School. So we call each other brother and sister. That is our rival, but we call each other brother and sister. But from there, I was a scholar athlete. Family went there. Whole family. I was originally supposed to go to Georgia Tech. Got hurt, and it was out of South Carolina State in Morehouse. And my cousin Ernest Tolbert, who passed away, was a graduate of Savannah State. Him and my grandfather brought me down to Savannah State just to see. And from that point on, I didn't have any offers or anything. Coach Ernest Wilson at the time, who was the coach at Savannah State, we ran into him, and he could just tell that I was an athlete, and invited me to fall camp. Pretty much my uncle and my grandfather, they pretty much told them I was coming. I haven't even decided yet whether or not I was coming to Savannah State. They just said, yeah, he coming. So when I got back to school, I said, well, I guess I'm going to Savannah State. And then at that time, I looked at their schedule to see who all they played. And I didn't know they was D1 at the time. So that was, the lack of knowledge that I had at the time of Savannah State, and not even know. I knew of Savannah State, and I knew everybody from Augusta, went there. And I was like, I don't want to follow everybody else. But not knowing that the fact that they were Division I, that they are the oldest historically black college, public black college in the state of Georgia. So just to be a part of that history and know that, I said, yeah, I got to go. And when I got down there, it was definitely a wake-up call. I think I was about to quit my first day of practice. I really was. I was about to head back to Augusta. And but I think what did it for me, just, continue to stick it out, knowing that I come from a tough background, and knowing that, I got thick skin, and, the way my family raised me, I stuck it out through fall camp. and got through it. And it was a blessing because everybody out there was on scholarship and I was a walk-on. And, you know, walk-ons don't get invited to fall camp. So just to be there and be a part of that team during that time, that was a blessing. And I knew I had to maximize the opportunity and take advantage of it. And I did. And from that point on, I met a coach down there, Mike Wallace, who's also a Savannah State alum and grad, who played with Shannon Sharp and those guys. And he took me under his wing, and you know he took a gamble on me as well. And you know, without him, I wouldn't have had that Savannah State mentality. And what I mean by that is that T5 mentality. You know, from that era that they had, and you know what those guys carried, the tradition of Savannah State. You know, he instilled that with me because I come from a foundation that's built on pride. You know, just from Augusta and the high school I attended, we believe in pride. And just to have a Savannah State alum as a coach and on the coaching staff to give me the history about what Savannah State represents, what it means to be T5, you know, that was a blessing. And I just took all that information and, you know, he led me and then I followed. And from that point on, you know, I proved to him and showed him that I wanted to be there. And, you know, I started as a walk-on freshman. So, from that point on, I just took off. What a lot of people don't know is that's my senior year, you know, get ready to graduate. Coaches told me that I wasn't going to have a pro day. I had an excellent senior year and junior year. And coach told me that we wasn't going to have a pro day. So, you know, here it was. I was training, getting ready for a pro day. And then when the coach told me that we wasn't going to have one, that's when I stopped working out. I stopped getting prepared. I stopped, you know, going to the workouts, the weightlifting. At this point, I said, man, you know, I'm graduating. I'm going to go ahead and enjoy the rest of my tenure here at Savannah State and just enjoy it. But before that, Sterling Stewart, who was our athletic director at the time, took me up under his wing as well. He's a big part of where I'm at today. And I got to give him a lot of credit because he really woke me up. And he told me my sophomore year, he said, man, when you going to get serious about what you're going to do in life? Because he was like, you're not going to be here long. And I was like, Sterling, man, like, you know, man, I'm having a good time. I'm in college, you know, I'm trying to enjoy this. And here it was during basketball season. That's after football season, basketball season. And, you know, during that time, you know, we like to get fresh, look good for the girls, come to the games and stuff like that. And he's like, man, when you going to get serious about what you want to do? And it stuck with me. And then that night, I said, man, I got to get the experience and go out here and try to get an internship. And that's when I joined his sports management club and started soaking up the information with him. And, you know, my wardrobe changed. My wardrobe went from wearing, you know, designer brands to now wearing a Savannah State polo and khakis to a game. And, you know, just being serious about what I wanted to do. And he gave me an opportunity and took me to the Celebration Bowl, to the NFL Career Forum, where I met NFL executives, team executives, and, you know, just kind of asking them, picking their mind, like what it takes to work on a professional level. You know, if I always said if I didn't play, I always wanted to be on the business side of it. So here it is, the opportunity is right in front of me where he don't granted me that. And thankful to the Celebration Bowl and the MEAC for what they did for even allowing that, you know, giving that opportunity to us college students to come and soak up the information and get an understanding of what it takes, because everybody can't make it to the NFL. But long story short, I wasn't going to have a pro day. I decided to go on spring break down to Orlando and went with my friends. And, you know, down there I was, you know, of course, drinking. And I get a call out of nowhere from my strength coach. And he was like, man, you got a pro day this Saturday at Kennesaw. And at that point, I was, you know, just distraught, like just, you know, stressed out, because here it is. I was getting prepared. And now, you know, I stopped. And now the opportunity is here. An opportunity I've been waiting for since I was a kid. And, you know, it's here now. And, you know, at that point, I had to drive from Orlando. I had to drive back to Savannah State to pick up my gear. Then I had to drive from Savannah to Augusta to Atlanta. And at this point, and it's me and my uncle, and I told him, I said, Uncle, I'm just going to let the chips fall where they lay. And I had a decent workout, but I could feel the alcohol. I could feel the unpreparedness. I could feel just everything that was just coming out of me. And I said, man, I messed up. You know, I missed the opportunity. And, you know, and I tell any kid this day, you know, never stop getting prepared. You believe in something, you go after it. You know, stay ready. You ain't got to get ready. And pretty much, you know, I told myself, God, you give me another opportunity like this, I never mess it up. And, you know, after that, I went back home. I graduated. Came back home, was at my grandmother's house. Went through post-college depression. Just was on the couch, didn't nobody want to give me an opportunity, didn't want to get a job. So I said, I'm going to make an opportunity for myself. And that's when I went into business for myself and started a clothing line called FOS, Fashion Athletic Urban Society, which represents God, family, and the hustler's mentality to go and get it while chasing your dreams and turning into reality. And then at that point, I was still searching for a job. I went to Charlotte, looked for, I had 3 interviews. And all 3 interviews, they offered me the job. And I said, nah, this is not really what I want to do. I really want to work in sports. And I took a gamble. I came to Atlanta to a career fair. And I took a step out on faith. And all the teams were there, the Braves, Falcons, the Tennessee Titans, everybody was there. And I was finna get ready to go because it was so packed. And at that point, I went and got in the Braves line. Before I left, I think the last thing I talked to was the Atlanta Dream. After I talked to the Atlanta Dream, I seen the Braves line was short. So I said, well, let me go stand in the Braves line. I stood in the Braves line. This black lady, she said, these all the jobs we got left. And then I stood in line because I guess she was trying to get everybody out of line, trying to get people to leave. So I stayed in line. So she was like, let me see your resume. So I gave her my resume, and she was like, you went to Savannah State? And I was like, yes, ma'am. I was like, you went to Savannah State? She was like, yeah, I did. But she was like, I'm way older than you. So at this point, I'm thinking like, well, hey, like, look, at this point, alums like, look out for me, and she was like, what is it you trying to do? And I told her I was a marketing degree major, trying to work in sports. And, I want to work on a professional level. And, from that point on, I'm thankful for Pam McIver, who's a Savannah State alum. And she opened up the door for me and brought me into the Atlanta Braves organization as a trainee. And from that point on, I bust my butt as a trainee, soaked up all the information and just fought as if it was like I was in the NFL. I told them, I was like, this is my NFL. This is my preseason. I'm proving to you all that I deserve to be here because here it is. God done gave me another opportunity, and I'm not going to mess this one up. So, now today from 2019, I can say I'm now a World Series champion. So it's definitely a testimony. It's definitely, trusting the process and stepping out on faith. So, I tell any kid, man, if you believe in it and that's really what you want to do, go after it, get after it. And, and one thing I love about Savannah State, the motto is you can get anywhere from here. And I felt that Savannah State prepared me to be in that moment, and to be able to receive that opportunity and go after that opportunity and then maximize it. So I'm very appreciative of everything that Savannah State has instilled in me, and, they're a part of my journey.
Juwaun.
Yes, sir.
Do you have a doctor's degree?
No, sir.
You got one now because Jamal just gave you a dissertation, dude. Great story. And it showed your perseverance, and we're so proud of you, especially coming out of Savannah. We're gonna forget about Augusta and all those schools and everything. You out of Savannah, 1501. And that's just so great. But we're gonna see how great you are with all these topics Jamal got for us tonight, and see whether you really just talking about the Braves. See, I'm the biggest Braves fan on here, even with you. I'm the biggest Braves. I've been a Braves fan since a little boy, and so see, you just happen to get in the short line. And you got lucky with the job. I was a Braves fan before that, so let's go.
Okay.
So this one right here. Oh, go ahead, Coach RG. What you were saying?
Just so he know, in 1986, basketball season, Beach High School, we came there and we told T.W. Josie ass cutting. So that game was like at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And your best player in the class of 86 was talking so much trash. And I told him, I said, boy, it's going to be a long day for you. So every time he went to the bench, I walk over there and tell him, see, they don't do this in Augusta. This is what we do in Savannah. We talk shit to you when you're on the bench because we don't get tired here. And after the game, he said, man, I ain't never had nobody play no defense on me, even when I was sitting on the bench. I said, yeah, that's how we roll out here. So,
I know all about it because we brought it back my sophomore year at Josie. my grandfather, Tebow, he's kind of like the legend, like Jamon said, the gym name after him. But he's like, "Nah, I want to go back to Savannah." He's like, "I want to bring that back, the beach and Savannah High Classic
There you go.
between Joe's and Laney and Beach and Savannah."
Yeah,
And
that's what
I
I get.
remember the first game. He said, "Y'all think y'all from the hood," but he was like, "We going down there to Savannah. Y'all finna see. Y'all finna see." We was like, "Man, we're from 15th Street. We ain't worried about it."
Okay.
Man, we got down there. We got down there, and he was like, "The band gonna be in there. It's gonna be loud. All this." I said, "Man, we ain't worried, man. We from Joseph. We ain't worried about that." Like, man, it was wall to wall in there. We familiar with the area, all of it the same. Grilled out. We was like, okay, we got to play tonight. Like it's one of them nights. You know what I'm saying? So, and the crazy thing about it was we went all the way to the fourth quarter. And they was like, "We gonna fight y'all after the game." So we was like, "Well, dang, we gotta win the game, and then we gotta fight after the game." So it is what it is. We prepared, we ready. But no, we enjoyed it, man. We enjoyed coming down there. And matter of fact, when I first got to Savannah State, that's what they called me. They used to call me Joe. They was like, "What's up, Josie?" I was like, "What's up, man?" So, it's familiarity with that.
So I tell you what, young man. Hey, that was an awesome story, man. And I love the way you presented it and present yourself. But just remember, it's gonna come a time where you're gonna run into you. You're gonna run into you, and you remember that all those people that took you up under their wing and led you in the right direction. Be that guy to lead that you into the same direction that you were led. I mean, and we're gonna get to a topic on here, and basically it's what I'm saying is don't forget where you came from and who helped you, because that opportunity gonna present itself to you. Could be sooner than you think.
Quick, fast, in a hurry.
Yes, indeed. So we're doing this out here. Why is everybody? You finished, Coach Al? I don't think you finished.
I'm done.
Okay. Why is everybody being fired? You got Wisconsin doing firing. You now got, again, basically HBCU coaches, they're under the heat. And we already saw what happened in Nebraska. And also now Prairie View even fired the AD athletic director. Why is everybody being fired mid-season? And what does that do to the team? Coach Coach Al, we go to you first on that.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I looked up a little bit about Paul Chryst. I mean, this guy's 67 and 26 overall. This guy got 3 top 15 finishes. But in college football today, you got to win. You have to win. And even when you go to start talking about the HBCUs, you're talking about even the small schools, every team is good now. Every team want to win. And if you don't come in winning, your job is on the line until you get there. So nobody is safe right now.
Nobody.
All right. Coach Rob Jiggy, what's your thoughts on that? Again.
I need one of them jobs so they can fire me for $85 million. I'll raise my hand. Thank you, Jesus.
For real.
Where do you sign up so you can get fired? But man, when Alabama sets the standard, and now you got Georgia coming up, you got Ohio State, they got a transfer portal, they got kids playing 4 games sitting out, waiting to come back next year. They got NIL. I mean, you got a whole lot going on in college sports, not just football, but basketball season at the start of the year. It's going to happen. But the young people actually have the advantage now. And if you know the history, this shouldn't be a surprise. They planted a seed. Northwestern football players planted a seed maybe 10, 15 years ago. And that's how the athletes had the opportunity to get food, because they said, "Hell, we are at Northwestern, and we're not getting fed properly." And then in 24 hours, they were scheduled to play a national televised game, and they said they was going to boycott. And within 24 hours, every kid in America could eat food 24 hours a day. That's what happened. And I was a quarterback of about 5 or 6 brothers at Northwestern that say enough is enough. And now here we are, kids can get food. They actually have a say-so. And at Missouri, they threatened to fire the AD and the coach. before they were scheduled to play Georgia, and they fired him. You know, the athletes are not afraid to step up. So it's just the beginning of young people saying, hey, man, we got to go out here for these practice, get our butts whipped. And these coaches making $20 million, and they leave us out to dry. They transfer, go to another, where they leave and go to another job, and we stuck with the baby. So we got to get ours now while we can, while we're healthy, get our degrees, and then, you know, empower each other. So I'm excited about it. Unfortunately, Paul Chris was a good guy. He wasn't going to win in the Big Ten. I mean, he would by like every 5 or 6 years. But with Ohio State rolling, Michigan rolling, I mean, that's the cream of the crop. And then he's in the same division with those two powerhouses, and he can't get the kids now. That's what happened to Nebraska. He can't get those type of kids from South Florida and Georgia now. So it's going to be interesting when the Pac-12 schools join the Big Ten with USC and UCLA. It's going to get worse, you know. And I say within the next 3 to 5 years, it's just going to be a super conference of those SEC and the Big Ten, and everybody else going to have to find their way.
All right. So, Juwaun, what's your thoughts with regard to the firing that's happened mid-season with ADs and also head coaches? What's your thoughts? And how does that impact the team, you think?
It impacts them a lot, honestly. Just even here in Atlanta, Georgia Tech coach just got fired. So, and I know one of the coaches personally on that staff, and I'm worried about him because he hasn't even moved his family here yet. And that's how scared his wife is to even move back to Atlanta, because she don't even know if he's going to be here next year. And he just got here this year. So you don't know if the new coach that's going to come is going to keep him. So now she's like, I'm definitely not coming, you know, because you just don't know. So to me, I think it affects not only the school and the coaches, but it affects the players, because now those players have to now get adjusted or get their mind prepared. Well, hey, should I enter the transfer portal? Or, you know, hey, I'm still going to come back next year, you know, and am I going to have to adjust to another coach? You know, so it's a lot. It's very mind-boggling. And the biggest thing is, you know, like you always, you got to win. You got to win. And to be honest, I think really all this really got something to do with Deion Sanders just coming in at Jackson State and setting a standard, you know, that, hey, yeah, I'm here to win, I believe, you know, and he's started a movement that he's taking top picks, 5-star recruits from these big schools. So it's you got to come win. The playing field is even now. You know, it's even. But I think a lot of this really has something to do with Deion. It really does. He's changed college football a lot, and what he's doing at Jackson State, man, it's affected everybody. So, you know, that's what I have to say.
Okay. And we'll roll with this right here. Coach Julius Hall, what's your thoughts on that?
Well, in college football, there are no friends. Period. Y'all know that. The only problem I have with it is that it sets a bad example for the students, not just the players. Because what you're looking at is that they're telling these guys they must succeed, that there's no room for failure. We're going to pay you astronomical numbers, and we still going to fire you and pay you. You know, it sets a bad example for you telling the kids that they can't lose, you know, and that's my problem with it. But in college football, like Al said, you got to win now.
Well, you know, the thing about it, LSU won national championships with Les Miles, and they still fired him. You know,
right.
So, yeah. I mean, but, you know, the other thing, I know we got to move on, is that these TV contracts, if you're winning, it's more opportunity for people to get commercials and get more money. So they want to put, like, Texas A&M quarterback broke his hand. Well, they was going to televise the Texas A&M game, and now the quarterback is out, and LSU is saying, hell, we don't even want to come on now because y'all threw us on the back burner playing Tennessee. So it's just crazy. It's all about that dollar. So it's all about that. So they're going to use them. And if they wanted to pay Jimbo $85 million and buy him out, I mean, that's all he need to know.
All right. So we now move on to the Victor Wembanyama stakes right now. Everybody want Victor. Coach Julius Hall, what's your feeling? What's your thoughts with regard to that? Because he and Scoot Henderson played the other night, and again, bam, the stakes are on for Victor Wembanyama.
Wembanyama. They're not even going to be able to say his name.
I ain't get that one.
He probably going to be a bust. He can play, but he probably going to be a bust. You know, you get over here and he's playing against the best players in France. France should have good teams, but he'd probably be a bust over there. Everyone I'm come from over there, come over here, usually be a bust because our players step it up because they don't want that foreign player to outshine him. I seen him play. He all right.
You got Tony Parker, you got Luka, you got Joker, you got Giannis. So you see what's happening now. It's now global. So Coach Al, what's your thoughts on this, Coach Al?
I tell you, I've been to over 32 different countries. You know, I was military. So I done seen sports, you know, all across the world. There's no other country with players as good as we are here in the United States. All those players that Mr. Hall named, Coach Hall named, they came here, they got better. So, I mean, we get that guy over here, he'll get better, but he's not as good. He's good. You know, you're always good, you know, when you're the big brother. You know, so he's over in the other country, he's a big brother. You know, he's looking really good, but when he get to athletes that's better, he's just an average player.
All right, so Juwaun, what's your thoughts on it? Because the other night, people looking at he was doing 3-pointers, he was doing in the paint, he had blocked shots, and so by everyone looking at him, he's going to be number one. He's going to be number one selection. What's your thoughts on that, Juwaun?
He probably will. He'll probably end up being the number one selection unless somebody in college basketball outshines him. But to me, just a little bit that I seen on, to me, he got to get in the weight room. That's the biggest thing. That frame. I don't know. I don't think kids no more lifting weights these days no more. Everybody look the same. You know, everybody got the same figure these days. I know when I was coming up, it was all about everybody want to be big. And now these days, these kids just, you know, they whatever their body is, that's what it is. You know, that I don't think they believe in lifting weights no more. So to me, I think in order for him, you know, to really be a dominant player, especially coming over here, he's going to have to get in the weight room. Definitely get in the weight room.
All right. Yes, indeed. And so Coach Rob Jiggy, they say some teams already planning on tanking. They say that we need to watch out for some folks just going to tank automatically because they're looking at getting him. So what's your thoughts on that, Coach Rob Jiggy?
Well, Dr. Jamal, I'm very disappointed in you. I'm not frozen.
Oh, I thought you was frozen.
No. Dr. Jamal, I'm very disappointed in you. Now, you need to make the magic wand and unfreeze him, but how does Juwan not know that we lift weights in 27-17 the factory?
Coach.
He don't see you. He don't see you.
Coach.
That's an extra 45 on your back. That's an extra 45 on your back with push-ups.
Coach. All right, Coach. No longer Coach Rob Jiggy, Coach DeLoach. But I thought that was a good segue for you now to go say, Juwan, check this out. My son JJ, who went to Jenkins High School, who now live at BCU, that he's trained. Then also Lamont came back on yesterday. So I'm just saying. So Coach Rob Jiggy.
I ain't gonna say every kid, because there's kids out here they are in the weight room, but it just
Don't try to clean it up now, bro. His ass.
No. Because I do gotta clean it up.
Oh Lord.
But what I was getting at was kids, especially the Augusta. I'm gonna say Augusta. Where I'm from, Augusta, the inner city kids. They're in the weight room, but it's not showing, and it's due to lack of nutrition. It's due to that household and their surroundings and what's what their friends are doing. There's no one to motivate them. And of course, like you said, Coach Hall, it's the cell phones, it's the video games, it's the music. They want to look like they rapper. They don't want to look like what's the guy from LeBron James and the guy from the Seahawks. They don't want that. They don't want that bill. They're not taking pride in getting 2 lips in or eating right, the bread, the water. So it's just when I'm looking at football player, a football player when you look at him, a basketball player when you look at a basketball player. But back when I was playing, basketball players was thick too. So it's just I think certain kids are not taking pride into that weight room. That weight room take you to where you want to go.
Weight room save lives. Like hopefully it saves Dr. Jamal life next week.
And he's saying the same that you said, Coach. What you said, they can't be eating McDonald's. They need to eat real food. He just said that nutrition. So I should be straight. So go ahead, Coach Rob Jiggy. Go ahead.
Now he's from France, so he's not eating oxtails and rice and greens and beans and all that. So he's 7'4" with an 8-foot wingspan. He's shooting the deep tray, and the game is evolving to a European style game where everybody wants to shoot the three ball. He's going to be all right, and they're going to pump him up, make sure he's all right. Look at Chet. Chet was playing in a damn pickup game, and he out for the season. He tried to all LeBron did was bang him a little bit, and now he out for the season with a broken foot. Mm-hmm. So they're gonna welcome him to the league. But at 7'4" with an 8-foot wingspan, you can't overlook that. So we'll see. The jury's still out.
All right. We were going to go on to with regards to the cheating, even fishing and chess and all that, but we're going to skip that. We're going to go to Coach Al. Coach Al, there appears to be a quarterback controversy in Dallas. What's your thoughts on this quarterback controversy in Dallas right now, Coach Al?
There's no quarterback controversy in Dallas. Let's go ahead and clear that up now. There's no quarterback controversy in Dallas. Dak gives Dallas the best chance to win. Bottom line up front. Their next 3 games, they got the Rams, they got the Eagles, and they got Detroit, who's playing great football. There's no, the hands down, Dak gives them the best chance to win. Who do you want going into those next 3 games? Cooper Rush or Dak Prescott? No quarterback, no quarterback controversy.
Okay. And to the Dallas Cowboy fanatic, sorry about that, Coach Rob Jiggy, quarterback controversy, a.k.a. known as Jerry Jones. So everybody 27-7, they know him Jerry Jones.
There is no controversy, quarterback controversy in the Big D. Cooper Rush is serviceable. He's doing what he's paid to do, be a backup. Don't make mistakes. Keep it simple. The problem is that teams haven't had a chance to scout Cooper. So keep it very vanilla in offense. And the defense is one giving Cooper a better chance to be successful because the field position. When you got defense out there, and they bringing it right now, and they playing at they've been compared to the teams of the 90s on defense, which is pretty good. But no, there is no quarterback controversy in a Lone Star State, period.
All right. Coach Julius Hall, what's your thoughts with regards to this? Jerry Jones.
Damn Dak. Dak is a bust as far as I'm concerned. I was a Dak fan. But Dak, all he do, we ought to call him Hollywood Dak. He make commercials now. That's all he does. When they start paying these players, they get away from really putting themselves into the game. And Dak had that opportunity to be great, but he'd rather just suck on snow cones and hit the beach, make a commercial. I know that's Rob's team, but you can put them in the same league as the category as the Atlanta Falcons.
Hey, Coach Rob, I say that, and I'm definitely. There's only two teams I dislike, and that's the Cowboys and the Falcons. But I'm with you. I'm definitely with you. I don't think it's a quarterback controversy.
Hey man, Jerry Jones just keep us relevant. We ain't gonna bust a grape. We'll win 10, 12 games and lose the first round of the playoff, and we'll be talking about this again next year. So just as part of the marketing strategy.
So, Juwaun, what's your thoughts? Is there a quarterback controversy in your mind with regard to the Cowboys?
Nah, I roll with that. I'm gonna roll with that.
All right. So we'll jump down to this right here. If we got time, we can get into about the fights between coaches and also fans in the stands. But we'll go to this right here. Who is, how I put it like this, the biggest fraud in college football and the NFL? You can choose NFL, biggest fraud, or college football and the worst conference. So, Juwaun, what's your thoughts on that with regards to who had the biggest fraud? Which one gets the hype, but really ain't all of that?
The NCAA, that's the fraud. they owe me as much money these players making now. Hey, I need to be back paid. So, I think they owe me for 4 years. So, but it's the NCAA. To the TV deals, to just the sponsorships, to the behind the scenes checks that they receive. They was promising us, back when we was playing, a scholarship, or they got an opportunity to get a meal 3 times a day. They get Nike gear, they get Jordans, they get Adidas, they get all this gear, but it's them. They getting the check. We just getting the materialistic stuff. And I think that was the cause and effect of some athletes when they went out to the NFL. They fill you with materialistic things. So now when you get to the NFL, you so stuck on getting materialistic things because you want to continue to get those things that you was getting on a collegiate level. But at the end of the day, they getting the check. They getting the money. And those players, smarten up by getting financial advisors and making sure that their money, be there in the long run. But to me, it's the NCAA. Those the biggest cons, the biggest scam going on in America. It's the NCAA for me. I always had a problem with the NCAA, so it's them for me.
The opinion of Juwaun Tolbert is merely the opinions of Juwaun Tolbert. It is not the opinion of Ebony Sports Reporters. So NCAA, we want you to come hook up with us. I'm just saying. So that's just his opinion. Okay. So Juwaun, I gotta do this occasionally because I try to get people to like us. But it's all good. Because guess what? They do it all the time. I have to do that with them all the time because they don't like Beyonce. I tell Beyonce they don't like Prince. I tell Prince people, I'll say, hey, we got love for you. But Coach Julius Hall, what's your thoughts with regards to who is the biggest fraud in the college football, the NFL, and the worst conference? What's your thoughts on that? Because Juwaun took it to another level. I'm like, okay.
Is it just those two conferences? Two leagues, college football or the NFL?
Yeah, that was and he said the worst conference. Yeah, who's the biggest fraud?
Oh, the biggest fraud is in Major League Baseball, but okay, because everybody playing your Dodgers is a fraud, and because the Braves gonna win it all again. But I say Alabama is the biggest fraud, and they're gonna be exposed. I don't know how they get so darn lucky. They say Georgia was lucky last weekend. It was, but Georgia will be back. Alabama, the biggest fraud, and college football is for not paying Juwaun his 4 years of back pay.
All right. So, Coach Al, who's the biggest fraud? college football or NFL and the worst conference?
Listen, sir, you just told Mr. Tolbert that you want people to like us. So I'm gonna let that question ride.
I'm gonna do the disclaimer anyway. I just do the disclaimer. I just let them know.
I'm gonna let that question ride.
You know,
I'm gonna let
I'm
that
saying
question
we
ride because I have to agree with some of the people on this show, you know, that I'm not gonna mention, Mr. Tolbert. So yeah, I'm gonna let that one ride.
No, I'm just saying that we do that because I gotta let the people know that again. So you know, when we go get the advertising, they'll be like, "Oh yeah, Torrey, they're gonna say that." See now you gonna make me go and say it's called a strategy. So just go ahead. You got the thought. So yeah, it's a strategy. So yeah, but we're gonna edit this part out when I say it's a strategy. They ain't gonna know that. It's gonna be a clip. Just going right on. Yeah.
I mean, if you want to ask me that question, I think in college football, the SEC is the biggest fraud. That conference. I mean, I love the SEC. My Florida Gators play in the SEC. But if you look in the college football playoffs, every year since they started the college football playoffs, there has been at least 3 SEC teams.
We're the best.
And we are the best conference. But what it's doing is now they're opening it up. And now all these schools want to join the SEC for the money, which gives other teams the opportunity, you know, to play in the SEC. And what conference is the only conference that beat the SEC? Another SEC team.
Big Ten.
You know, yeah, right.
Clemson ran the table.
Come on.
What's that?
Clemson
ACC. I mean, I get it. I get it. But I mean, you look back, you know, over the history of the SEC, how dominant the SEC has been
over the years.
I mean,
you're right, Coach Al.
All right. So, Coach Rob Jiggy, who's the biggest fraud in college football or NFL or and the worst conference?
It's only 2, in my opinion. One on the East Coast, one on the West Coast. The West Coast team is going to be USC. Lincoln Riley is going to rob the people out there. They going to go on the East Coast and get whooped, right? But Texas A&M, I mean, they got the Jackass of the Year award when they gave Jimbo all that $100 and something million, and they finding out Jimbo is who he is. You know, Jimbo is a fraud. Texas A&M trying to pay it, and you can let Roland Martin know this, that his university is a fraud.
I agree.
Roland Martin, your team is a fraud.
Roland Martin, we support you. We support you, Roland Martin. We like you, Roland Martin. Roland Martin. Yeah, the 12th man standing. Be down. All right. We're not going to this. Some are not saying that Jackson State University is the new Miami. Jackson State University is the new Miami. Coach Julius Hall, what's your thoughts on that?
Well, Jackson State could be the new Miami because all the players are going to be going there. All the star players going to want to play for Deion. But is Deion going to be there long enough? That's the problem. But, yeah, if you want to go there and be a star, especially in the cornerback position, knowing that those coaches and scouts are going to know that you were taught by Deion. If you're a great defensive back, go to Jackson State because you're going to be all you can be. And they're going to say you were coached by Deion. So you're probably a good pick.
And there will be some pictures that we're supposed to be posting, but the pictures not been posted. So, but you know, that's just.
Oh Lord, they upside down. Who's that?
Oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord,
oh Lord. Oh, they go right side. I didn't put them in.
And then now I'm let y'all know that one, but he holding in his hand. That's when I think he was South Carolina State. I think Juwaun had punished him, and then Juwaun was standing over him. He was hovering on like he was at T.W. Jonesy or something like that. So
that was a rattler.
Juwaun,
That was a FAMU rattler.
Oh yes, yeah. Okay, now I'm trying to remember. That was what? Strike again? Oh my!
It was a FAMU rattler.
Hey,
So Juwaun is the kid that tackled the linebacker's daddy that said he wanted to come out of retirement at South State.
Yeah, I played against him.
Yeah, I know you did.
Oh man.
He tackled that kid's dad like 60 years old, telling me he want to play running back. And Juwaun, you tackled that dude, man. You wrong for that, man.
That was strong too.
Yeah, I don't forget.
Man.
When you was on the team with Isaiah. So
yeah.
I took Isaiah to his pro day in
Okay.
Kennesaw.
Oh wow. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
Isaiah used to train with us at the 27-17.
Got you. Yeah, I just talked to him.
Yeah. Tell him you met Coach Rob. And there's another guy that played with y'all. He ended up going with the Cleveland Browns. Played DN.
Banks.
Yeah, Banks. I took both of them to their pro day at Kennesaw.
Yeah. Those great guys. Isaiah's my brother. That's a best friend. Definitely a brother of mine.
We got the video next time you come on. I'm gonna show it where y'all was gang tackling somebody's granddaddy on the field at South Carolina.
Oh man. Yeah, I gotta see that.
So Juwaun, is JSU the new Miami? What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it definitely is. He's setting the foundation, as far as recruiting, bringing those rappers there. Just the whole movement of him getting behind the hip hop culture. He's taking what he did in the 80s, the 90s, and adding it to Jackson State. And Jackson State is already here. He took it beyond to where it is. Because, Jackson State is one of those prestigious HBCUs, that's always mentioned. So now that you added Dion and then the marketing that he's bringing behind it to get these players seen, it don't get no better than that. It's the Mecca. It's the Mecca of HBCU. It's the Mecca of I want to see what they're doing down there. I want to know what's going on down there. So that's why you're seeing everybody follow him on Instagram or follow the team on Instagram. They want to know what's the latest going on with Jackson State, what's going on with Dion. So he's getting those guys down there based off his marketing expertise of what he done in the past with these sponsorships and just adding to his guys and giving them that repertoire, that swag, so, and everybody want to be a part of a winning team. And that's what he's doing. I felt bad for him in Celebration Bowl because what they don't know is that the MEAC is the SEC of HBCUs, and it's a run-heavy conference. And you got to be able to come up and hit in the MEAC, So I ain't mean to get off topic, but, those guys, they got checked back into reality in the Celebration Bowl. Okay. And I think this year you're seeing a different Jackson State. You're seeing them finish more games. You're seeing them, just being sharp, in everything that they do. So I think, Dion know what he's doing. He know the type of players he wants. I don't want to go there, but he only taking the best of the best, and that's my take on this.
All right, and Coach Rob Jiggy, what's your thoughts with regards to Jackson State, new Miami?
Miami what? Miami who?
The Miami Hurricanes from the 80s and the 90s.
You got to be more relevant because the Canes is down. I'm a Florida State guy, so the hell with Miami. but what Dion is doing has already been done. So I don't get excited because it's not history. It's already been done. Eddie Robinson did it for a long time. So yes, Dion is maybe the new Eddie Robinson is coming back and bringing black college football back, but it's already been done. Southern, has done it. So, but Juwaun, you are a young kid, just out of college. What happens to those kids that were there at Jackson State before Dion? What you think happened to them?
I want to say
transfer portal. I'll answer it for you.
yeah.
And what happens to those young men that came with a dream to graduate from college and play football at Jackson State? And then now you bring somebody at Deion's level, and then he's going to get kids from Alabama, Tennessee, Georgia. And what happens to those young brothers like you, come from small towns in Mississippi that were just happy to be at Jackson State? So the flip side of that, it's a business.
Yeah. And just speaking of that, Coach Rob, my coach told my junior year, and what people didn't realize, the offensive coaching staff was white, defensive coach staff was black, and everybody on the defensive coach staff played in the NFL, and they told us straight up in that defensive meeting, they said, "Look, this a meat market.
Yep.
They use us up, they use you until we don't need you no more."
Exactly.
So when you get an understanding of that, ain't no love.
Ain't nothing.
It's a business. So get that in your mind. My seat ain't promised next year. And that's why I tried to tell these players, these up-and-coming players, ain't none of this promised. Even what I'm in today, the sports industry, ain't none of this promised. So once they get that mindset that none of this is promised, this relationship that I got with this coach who just came and sat in my mama's house, it ain't guaranteed he gonna be here next year because they using him for his knowledge because they want to win. So, you got to get that mindset that, man, look, I'm down here for 4 years. I'm down here to handle business, do what I need to do so I can get up out of here and get to the league and take care of my family. So that's the mindset you got to have coming in college,
All right. And so now we come to Coach Al. And listen, Coach Al is prejudicial to anything from Florida. So Coach
Man, I'm
Al.
going to tell you like this. I don't care what y'all talking about, but them boys in Jackson State, how the kids say, they lit right now. They lit, right? They lit. And I'm loving it. I mean, it's that atmosphere. It's an atmosphere. When you got that atmosphere, it doesn't matter who's there. It don't matter who the coach is. It don't matter, who it is. When you got that atmosphere and you lit and you ready to play and you crump, they ready. They lit. Deion just added to that. He added, that he brought his aura. He brought his teachings and the things that he's done to the school. But they lit in Jackson State right now. That's just what it is.
Could he have done that at Savannah State?
He could have done that at Savannah State. He could have done that at FAMU. They lit in Jackson State. That's what it is.
I think Shannon could have come and do the same thing at Savannah State.
Yeah.
But he's not going to leave ESPN. But I think if he decided to go back and coach at Savannah State, I think he would have the same effect as Deion. And I think if Jerry Rice went back, and even if Michael Strahan went back, it would make college HBCU football very much interesting because now it's like instead of everybody being D2 or D1, I would say we all just go in one conference. It's
one conference.
It's East, West. Yeah.
Them white folks ain't about to let that happen.
No, they ain't.
No, them dollars involved.
No.
That mean everybody going back home to HBCU. That mean you just pick a spot and we line it up.
Yeah.
Then Jackson State playing Alabama. It's a whole different ball game. They not letting that happen.
Yeah.
And so we will just throw something out there. Coach Julius Hall says something. The coach at Benedict, who plays Savannah State, played in Columbia. He is a former Savannah State Tiger who also applied for the job to be the head coach, and he is dominating SI. Yeah, that's something we want to throw out and say that he applied and. So here goes Savannah State football player, a Savannah State alum, who was winning at Benedict right now. I told folks when he did that on Thursday night, I said I knew he was loving that because he's like, yep, y'all didn't want to hire me, and look at where y'all at right now. And so he goes to Fort Valley and spoils Fort Valley's homecoming. Just let y'all know that. So that's why we're gonna move on to Coach Al. We're gonna throw this out there, Coach Al. Darius Leonard, who played for South Carolina State, now with the Colts. He brought the Marching 101 to Indianapolis. What's your thoughts on that? And then also gave them $20,000. What's your thoughts on that?
That's what I was getting at earlier when I was talking to Mr. Tolbert. You know, that was awesome. That was awesome. That guy didn't forget where he came from. That guy gave back, you know, to his community, gave back to what he know. So that's why I say, you know, there's gonna be a you that approach you, you know, and how you handle it. And if more players, you know, I mean, there's a lot of millionaires in the world, but we have, you know, poverty, we have homelessness, you know, we're dealing with that type of stuff. I mean, not forgetting where you came from, I mean that could bring a lot of that to a, you know, to a halt. So just remember, you know, are you a young guy just getting out of college? You got your foot in where you're trying to go. Bring somebody with you. You know, take somebody with you. You're gonna run into a you know, and that's why, you know, now when I talk to these kids, I explain them the things that I've been through, where I've been, and where I'm at now, and I teach them and tell them, you know, how to get there. You know, my only thing I ever wanted to do was be a juvenile probation and parole officer. But I thought to myself, in that job, by the time they get to me, it's too late. You know, they're already in trouble. They already been in trouble. But you know, now I reach them before that. So, you know, give back to your community at all costs. Whether it's just, you know, putting on a seminar, getting 5 or 6 explaining to them how to get where they need to be. You know, it's the small things that you can do. But Leonard, that was an awesome gesture. I mean, that was great. That touched.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Just to let everyone know, we got 16 more minutes, and before we be shutting down. And so, Coach Rob Jiggy, what's your thoughts with regards to Darius Leonard and what he did with regards to South Carolina State marching 101 coming to Indianapolis and showcasing him and also giving $20,000 to him?
Hey, that's big time, man. That's what it's all about, you know. And like Coach Al said, we would hope that more guys would do some of the same things because, I mean, you talking about planting some seeds in some young African American, Negro, Black men and women. That's what it's all about. And I mean, kudos to him, man. I actually gave him a shout out on Twitter. Actually became a follower of him. I talked to Mo Alley Cox, who plays on that team, and told him, man, get a brother some love, man, because man, at the end of the day, man, he's gonna be he is already a legend at South Carolina State, but man, that just take it to a whole nother level. So
Yes, sir.
You know, we get in those positions, man, Juwaun, and that's what Coach Al was saying. You get in that position, man, you reach back and you plant seeds, and that's what and you see it.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean that's what it's all about at the end of the day. Relationships matter.
Now we come to one who is going to be a little prejudicial. Coach Julius Hall, the marching 101 from South Carolina State, was flown out to Indianapolis by Darius Leonard, an alum of South Carolina State who plays for the Colts. What's your thoughts on that, Coach Julius Hall? We know it's going to be hard for you because it's the marching 101.
I'm going to keep it brief. He did what he was supposed to do. We love that. All players that get drafted, they owe the schools a debt. The schools taught them. The schools did what they were supposed to do to get them to the next level. They should give back and pour into these students. But my problem is you shouldn't be asking us that. You should be asking the Tennessee that. You should be asking Kanye that. Asking Michael Jordan that. Where did they get it? Michael Jordan just gave away some damn turkeys on Thanksgiving. That's all he did. Give away some damn turkeys. But you want to charge somebody $700 for them bum shoes that he get made for $2.50. But that's another day, another subject. Anyway, that's me.
The opinion of Coach Julius Hall, merely the opinion of Coach Julius Hall, not the opinion of every sports reporter. Jigga, we love you, Jigga. Jigga, we love you. Yay, we love the old Yay. Jay, we love the old Yay. We love you, baby. Chi-Town in the house. That's right. So now we move on. Juwaun, what's your thoughts with regards to, because see, since you're 1501, you know what we say. We reach back anyway, because some of them don't realize that, but that what we do. But what's your thoughts with regards to what Darius Leonard did with the marching 101 in South Carolina State?
Nah, I'm glad he did it. It's big on a big testament for him and a big testament for his school. and the band and those kids, you know, to just be brought on that opportunity. So it's a blessing, you know. God put him in the position to be able to do that, and you know, he put those kids in the position to be able to receive that opportunity, and you know, they seized that moment. So I say congratulations to the both of them for seizing that opportunity, and you know, it's just a huge testament, and you know, just for him to shine a light on his culture, on HBCU culture, and where he come from. So that's big on his end, man. So I can't do nothing but salute him for that, and you know, and just congratulations, just pulling that off, you know, because for you to be able to get your mindset, get ready for a game, and to have an event like that, you know, that's big. So man, that's big.
Question somebody had. Somebody wanted to know, Juwan, since I was the Braves' biggest fan over here, and since you're a Braves front office man, will you be getting me?
No.
Because you owe me for finding that guy in the corner crying, and he helped build you. So
he got me tickets for next week. He got tickets for me next week. That's why I had said I wanted to have Juwan on this show, because I knew that was going to happen. No, it's supposed to be. He got tickets for me next week.
He got tickets for the four.
For me. See that? See, Juwan, that's why I said. So this show is different. Oh my! See that? That's what I think. Oh my God! Oh my God! Juwan, oh my God!
We just talking about getting back. Now you talking about me?
Yeah.
Talking about me. We talking about us.
Come on, Tuesday, Wednesday, y'all pick a day. Y'all come on.
You would send us on a weekday.
We go. Look at my number in the chat. My number in the chat.
Damn Braves game. It ain't but one tomahawk and a damn show there in Atlanta, Georgia.
We coming to
Deion blessed us with it.
Juwan, I will talk to you about this. You and I had already had a conversation yesterday, but you and I will talk. We still on the show right now. So again, see, this is what I knew. I knew Julius Hall was going to do that. I knew Al was going to do it. I knew Bernard was going to do it. Coach Rob Jenkins, he only worried about the evil empire. So that's why I knew he wasn't going to be concerned about it. But see, I knew it. I said, you let him come on the show, Jamal. You know it's going to be some issue. You are the special one, but they all going to not try to get on in there and see that's the problem, right? That's why black folks ain't got freedom today.
Get my number out the chat, Juwan.
I got you.
We can't see nothing.
If I come to the Braves game, I got to be sweet. I can't be sitting up in the nosebleed seats. I got to sit there with my damn blazer on, and I got to be drinking some stuff and a cigar.
Look here, I'm gonna take care of y'all. Y'all gonna be just
That's what's up.
Jamal, the man already said he got us. Don't cross us, because we're gonna get you if you do that. We come to
But it's 1501. Y'all miss this 1501. But see, you was gonna be like, if it wasn't for me, it would be no 1501. Let's see how that foolishness right there.
I'm with you, Julius. I'm with you, Coach Julius.
We coming. Atlanta, we'll see you in a few days. We got the first round bye.
Yeah, we do.
Well, we'll see you next week.
Well, I want to go to the game when they play the Dodgers in LA.
Get those. I can't get those.
I don't want to be around them.
We beating the Dodgers.
Call Magic and say, listen here, man. My partner want to come to LA. Take care of it. That's all you got to do is just a phone call.
That's a tough guy to get in contact with. Yeah.
Oh, don't make me call him out now.
No, you ain't got to call him out.
I will say that Juwaun Tolbert Magic been trying to reach you and you're avoiding him.
Look at Juwan trying to look frozen.
Right.
Yeah, don't look sharp. Not Jamal. Don't worry about it. I want my tickets in LA. And y'all Negroes can have Atlanta.
He is not frozen. I can see you moving.
Oh man.
Juwaun, that's why I was afraid. Juwaun, I was afraid to let you come on the show. With them. That's why I was afraid. I had some thoughts in my mind. I thought we were going to be able to escape. And I see
No,
we are not able to escape.
no, I tell anybody because anybody that comes to the game, man. If they let me know they want to come to the game, I bring them to a game. Like it ain't no
Don't let them know that. Don't let them. Don't let them know. No. Thank God Bernard ain't here right now.
Hey, it's good, man. Like I want people because I want people to see what I see. I want people to get the experience that I get, and it's a beautiful experience. And it's kind of my way of me giving back. And I just want to see people have a great time.
I got one question. I'm not a big baseball guy, but how many black folks go to baseball games?
A lot.
In Atlanta,
Especially in Atlanta.
Yeah, Atlanta is a heavy baseball scene. You got the Hank Aaron Classic, where they're trying to get more diversity, more black kids back to playing baseball. Then you got the 44 Classic. You have so many showcases that we hold at the stadium for minority baseball. So I say baseball is very heavy in Atlanta due to Hank Aaron, due to Jackie Robinson. And that Hank Aaron Invitational, it's a game between Team Hank Aaron versus Jackie Robinson. It's from the top players from around the USA. So it's
that information.
Baseball.
I never heard of it. Is why I'm asking. So how do we stay in tune with what's going on when we have young African American Negro baseball players that want to get in the game and want to be a part of something like that?
What I do is I reach out to my community fairs and I send the information to Jamal Toure, and what we do is try to figure out how can we get those players, not any players right away, but just in the Savannah area who want to get back in baseball, who you believe, hey man, this kid got a potential coming out of high school or got a potential to being looked at by college scouts, and just shining the light on them. So I definitely ask community fairs, Simone, and get that information to Toure. And she's a HBCU alum, so she was a Howard grad. So we work very closely together. And one thing we try to encourage is HBCU Unite. We encourage people to come out to that night because we want to show them how powerful we are. And the Braves is a team for Tennessee, North Carolina, South Carolina, part of Florida, Mississippi, Alabama, part of Louisiana. So Braves country is big, and it's about 56 HBCUs in Braves country, just off those states.
So you wouldn't know that, and because football is king in the state of Georgia, and basketball is gaining, a little bit of leverage, but baseball for our community, nobody talks about baseball.
Yeah, and the kids need to know, and I think that's one of the things we should get back to doing is promoting baseball back in our communities. And because baseball was a black man game, can't nobody play it better than us, and we gave up on it, and we passed it over, but now today's game is getting filled with more international players. And the Braves signed Atlanta local Michael Harris, and he's one of the kids who came through the Hank Aaron Invitational, and great kid, great family, Atlanta raised. And it's nice to see a kid from Georgia, a kid from the Atlanta area, and an African American kid out there, and just got a big contract. But just to see that should be very motivational. And he's a great kid, just right head on the shoulders, and got a great support system. So
the last guy we had from Savannah that played for the Atlanta Braves is out of Garden City. Played center field for him. Julius, you probably know it.
Larry Cooper. The boy's name was Cooper.
He'll Cooper. It's about 1,000 of them. He plays center field.
So I'll tell you too, Coach Rob. So I umpire baseball.
Okay.
I've umpired, high school, all the way down to rec ball. And basically what it is they done took the baseball out of our community, and they made it so expensive to play with traveling teams now. I travel all of Southeast Georgia, umpiring baseball, umpiring girls fast pitch softball. Um, you know, been Brunswick, Waycross, Tifton, Valdosta, all of Southeast Georgia, and like I said, they made it. They made it so it's just travel baseball, and they made it so expensive. I mean, I can't afford to send my kid every weekend, to this city, that city, So, and not only that, there's not very many black coaches. We was coming up, we had those coaches who would lie around and pick the team. We gonna meet here. If we can't make it to the park, we gonna practice in your backyard. We had those coaches. We had those type of community. But now you don't see it anymore. They're still playing baseball, but you just don't see none of us out there.
Yeah, and
baseball is not going away.
Yeah, when we get our new mayor, we're gonna get some new updated baseball fields because in Savannah, those fields are the same ones I grew up on in Cam Park, in 38th Street Park, and don't even talk about the middle schools in the inner city. It's night and day between the baseball fields at the middle schools and the high schools in the inner city versus the ones in the white communities.
Of course.
It's pitiful. But when you shine that light on, that grass that's growing up in the yard, somebody gonna have to come go cut it. So Juwaun, when we link up, we're gonna be like a hurricane, and we're gonna shake the tree, and we're gonna force these elected officials to do something for our kids in our community. The same thing is happening with football here, where they're taking, and making it a travel football league, and these parents are having to go every weekend to go play some game.
Yeah.
A meaningless game that now the kids don't even get to grow and have fun in the game. It's all about win, and it's making the game bad. So for some things we got to go back to the basics. Teaching these kids, teaching the parents more so than the kids about what does success look like. And we see it all the time. We have these little league superstars, and then they burn out. They don't grow anymore. They're not fast anymore. Everybody's caught up with them. And then, they don't know how to handle it. Then they go to the streets, and then they want to talk about what they did when they was in the Little League. We done heard all those stories before. And it's common when I talk to young people and parents. So I'm definitely excited that you came on, and if you can get that information out, then, Dr. Jamal, we'll go to work.
Yeah, and I get that information tomorrow. Actually, I go in tomorrow, so I get that information and pass that over to you, and just see what. Man, I want to tell y'all something. I can't say it here, but because we brought Savannah to the table, but that conversation went left. So
yep, I can imagine.
Because we got now our retail has partnered with HBCUs in Braves country, and now all that certain HBCUs have a Braves retro hat. So fam, you have a hat. Morehouse, North Carolina A&T got a Braves hat, and we tried to bring the opportunity to Man State, and we dropped the ball on that. So and part of those proceeds do go to the school. So we get some, and the school gets some. So that.
Well, if they don't want it, we can build something in the community where we can, help sponsor some of these young people. I mean, we got kids in the gym right now who actually prefer to play baseball, but because, they're not playing on that level, they choose to play football and basketball.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, our community fans, I definitely let them know that, look, we got a lot of kids that want to get back into baseball, especially in the black community, and it's needed. And I came up in an era where you played baseball, you left baseball, went and played basketball, you left basketball and went to football. You playing three sports in the summer, and you getting about 300 games in the summer, and it ain't no being in the streets. It ain't no, I'm going to hang with such. No, you at practice or you got a game.
And I was a super athlete. I played tennis also, so I played all four. But just in case Jamal will tell you what I want for Christmas is a nice Braves jersey. So, And you have
The,
to come on the show anytime you want.
the time is up for the show. The time is up
It
for the
is.
show.
It
The
is.
time is up for the show. The time is up for the show. But I want to just throw this out there. Last year, I had Juwaun talk to my class, and Juwaun made opportunities for folks to do internships and other information he provided. But then guess what? The students who he said he gave them said it in the class, I passed on information, they didn't take advantage of it. And that's the thing. So when we talk about giving back, he understands that he's about that. And so that's why I got mad respect, mad love for him, and glad to have him on the show. And Juwaun, this is why I really want to let you on the show, because this is the type of
Oh no.
they done latched on to you. They done latched on to you. But whatever information you give me, I'll pass it on, because Coach Rob Jiggy, that's what he's about. And that's why, again, because he got a lot to his story. And also his clothing line. What is your clothing line again before we get off? Because people need to support you and your clothing line.
FAUS is FAUS, Fashion Athletic Urban Society. Represents God, family, and the hustler's mentality to go and get it while chasing your dreams and turning them reality. And you can follow us on Instagram at FAUS.3_. And that information again on Instagram is FAUS.3_. And then also right now, I'm not hiring manager, so our portal just opened for our trainee program. Our trainee program is a program for recent college graduates. I'm looking for, I coacher, HBCU coacher. I try to stay true to where I come from, and I know how hard it is for a student from an HBCU to get an opportunity on a professional level. So that's what I'm looking for, an HBCU student, because I know the work ethic. I know, not saying that that's not happening at PWIs or anything like that, but I know what it takes in baseball, and I know what HBCUs, how they train us and train our mind. And we have tough skin. We know we can prevail. We know we can get through anything. So our portals are now open. So if you have or know any athletes who are looking to get into the sports business side of things, even if they don't make it professional, this is the opportunity right here. The portal is now open. They're now taking applications if they got a marketing degree. If they want to come in my department, stadium operations and security, I'm taking criminal justice majors, sports management majors. If they want to do ticket sales, if they want to be sales rep, anything like that, the trainee program is open. All you have to do is go on the Atlanta Braves website, up on the careers, and you'll see all the positions that we have for the trainees position. So if you know any student athletes or any college students from HBCUs who's looking to work in professional sports, this is the opportunity right now to go ahead and apply. They need to apply right now. Actually, it's on our website. So if they go on our website, go ahead.
Unfortunately, my daughter's graduated from Ohio State with a finance degree. She ran track, 9-time state champion, 2-time national champion.
He just said, "Come on." He just said, "Come on, Coach Rob." He just said, "Come on." That's how 51 operate. Now we said we don't be messing around. 1501. I try to tell Coach Hall. He don't understand why I functions like that. 1501 people say, "Come on." And so when she come on, we gonna do it. When she come on, that means you can't bother me, Coach Rob. You can't bother me next week now. He already said it, Coach Rob.
Coach Jules, you start, I'm taking off the whole week. I'm coming in with a wife beat on.
Tell her to come on. Like I said, it's nothing against PWIs or anything. I just know I was one of those students down in Savannah.
I went to Savannah State with Shannon, so I know Mike Wallace.
I always ask my AD, how do we get in contact with these resources? I didn't know we had 2 Savannah State alums already working for the Atlanta Braves. So how are we knowledgeable that we do have alums or HBCU alums that are in these organizations that we can reach out to and say, hey, I'm interested in sports,
Yeah.
But, regardless, you, like you said, you a Savannah State alum, but your daughter go to Ohio State, but you're a resource, and you now have a resource in the Atlanta Braves organization that you can reach out to and saying, hey, my daughter's looking to get into finance on a professional sports level. You have a resource now with the Atlanta Braves saying, hey, I can go to the finance saying, hey, this person just applied.
I don't need you no more, Dr. Jamal.
Dave.
You out. Matter of fact,
you gotta end this show too, Jamal.
Hey, Hey, Jules, we can start us a new show. We don't need Jesus no more.
Juwaun is taking your place.
Well, we going young now. We going with Maria Taylor. Bye, Stephen A. Stephen A, we don't need you no more.
It has been Ebony Sports Reporters. Been a great show. Coach Al, Coach Rob Jiggy, Coach Julius Hall, and our boy 1501. That what Tiffany telling everybody 1501. To Benji said 1501. This is what this is about. Juwaun, 1501. Glad to have you here. We wait to receive the information. And to those of you checking out the show, we say share, pass it on. Because that's what we do.
Sir.
Ebony Sports Reporters.
Yes, sir.
Good night.
Y'all have a good one.
Peace out.
All right.
All right,
Peace.
Like that. Like that.
Jesus.
Like that. 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 Like that.